I never thought in a million years I would film myself eat. The first YouTube channel I had as an adult was titled Nagad Vegan Minimalist Muslim. Muslim, cancelled. Vegan, cancelled. It's just that simple. There's no way to explain no longer being vegan. There's no way to come on here and make it justifiable, especially when you're an ethical vegan. Because it's like, what, you don't care anymore? You literally don't care about the animals that you said you cared about before? And the answer is like, no, I don't care anymore. Like, it's like I would stop myself from doing it. I feel anger from the people who do it. And then I would feel like kind of anger that I can't do it, you know? And then it's like, I'd kind of be like, in the middle, like the reason why I'm 88 pounds and pregnant is because I'm not eating what I want to eat. It's just that simple. Like like I want to punch somebody. But if I want a Big Mac right now and that's all I want and that's all I want to eat, what can I pay? Well, literally, what cost do I have to pay? Like, I have nothing to give up for it. I'm gonna get that Big Mac. And I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna eat that Big Mac. And I'm gonna eat as much of it as I can. Like I'm a patient in a hospital, just trying to heal. Because my relationship with food is just... Honestly, not only do I think that a lot of you guys just didn't know that I was a vegan, but I was vegan since 2016. Let me just show you what I got, okay? And then we'll talk. So, I got a medium cheese pizza. Oh my god, they're so fancy. I gotta make a thumbnail, you know? I got a medium cheese pizza. And then I also got a poutine. Let's make a thumbnail. Anyway, if you know me, I've been vegan since 2016. And I stopped being vegan when I was pregnant with Kamowski, which is my son. His name is actually Kamal. A lot of you guys call him Kamal, but I don't mind because at the end of the day, I know who you're referring to. I also got dips. So I got these two dips. I got honey garlic and ranch. But I thought, you know, while I'm eating, I can just talk to you guys about my relationship with food and also why I stopped being vegan. It's my first time trying this place, ever. Not bad. It's very, very Canadian poutine. Anyway, so I went vegan in 2016 for ethical reasons. It was literally the day I watched a documentary, okay, about veganism. I watched an entire documentary about veganism in my bedroom, on the floor, and one sec. Okay, so that's like a little change in scenery, but like I was saying, I went vegan in 2016 after I watched one documentary on veganism, and then I went vegan cold turkey in, not 2016, sorry, 2015. And so that's how many years ago? I don't know. Mm. 2015 until oh my god, this is evil. This is really evil. After I watched the documentary, I went vegan cold turkey the same day, but I was like a cracker and Oreo vegan. But also, my entire veganism journey was never health related at all, okay? It was purely ethical, right? And this is not well cooked. And I did it cold turkey, yada yada yada. I had full support from my family, especially my mom, because she was a raw vegan at the time, so she fully supported me. It was just one of those like spur in the moment decisions. I genuinely just didn't enjoy meat, so like the only hard part for me was dairy and eggs, you know? As you can tell, I'm extremely underweight, and I'm currently pregnant with my second child. So being underweight and pregnant is not as fun and easy as people nobody makes it out to seem anything, but it's not fun and easy because I honestly think my weight has a lot to do with the reasons why I'm very uncomfortable when I'm pregnant, because it just, to me, like, there's nowhere for the baby to go but either in my spine or poking directly out of me, and that hurts. Okay, it really hurts. Being vegan and my weight was never an issue because I went vegan when I was pretty young. And then I do know that like the older I became, the more I became health conscious, and I stopped eating a lot of the foods that were my main like caloric intake, like the vegan junk foods, which are very like harmful to you. Thankfully, our bodies know how to rejuvenate and heal themselves. And also, I mean, not to be the devil's advocate, but there's studies that show like there's studies that actually show where there's like families that like, what is it, like families that feed their children unhealthy foods but have a lot of love have healthier kids than families that feed their children healthy foods but lack love in the household. A lot of it has to do with the energy and the food and all that, but obviously like it's important to stay healthy and take care of your body and all that. So you're probably wondering, if you went vegan for ethical reasons, what happened? Let me tell you. I struggled with my weight my entire life, and when I went vegan, I felt like it was just I felt like it was just like part of the sacrifice of being vegan, or part of the sacrifice of the struggle. Like, I don't mind being underweight if that means I'm helping the world in a way. And then I met my husband, he's not a vegan. He'll never claim veganism. I never did, because to him, he likes to say that he is who he is him, you know? But on paper, he's vegan. And then I got pregnant with my son. And when I got pregnant with my son, before that moment, being vegan was never a struggle for me. It was always like, when I did it cold turkey, it was hard at first. But when you have a cause, and I'm the type of person that like, I like to be driven by cause. So when you have a cause, it's like very, very like, it's not that hard to sacrifice for your cause, right? So it wasn't hard for me to sacrifice my cravings for my cause. I actually enjoyed trying new foods, and I really think it did actually help me with my weight issues and my food issues and all that, because I was constantly forced to try new things, try vegan things. And like for the first 2 to 3 years of being vegan, it was just back to back of trying new things. By the way, if you're vegan or my mom, don't watch this. But I'm 5'7", and I've never weighed more than 120 pounds ever in my life. And that was like the thickest I weighed because I would eat out every single day when I worked with a bunch of foodies. We would eat out every day, and it actually helped with my weight because I would be constantly eating, but I wouldn't be eating like healthy foods. I would just be eating whatever vegan options they had at wherever we were going. And I loved fries, so it wasn't that hard. And then that's the most I weighed, and that weight only lasted for a few months until I completely dropped everything again. The lowest I've ever weighed was during my veganism is 88 pounds, and that was actually not long ago. It's so sad to say. When I got pregnant with my son, it was difficult because I had cravings, a lot of dairy cravings, and I was very ashamed of myself because of it. And then I remember one day I opened up to my husband, and he is Haitian, and he was telling me about how in the Haitian culture, they say that if a mother's craving something and she doesn't fulfill that craving, the child will be born with a huge beauty mark on their face or something like that. And he obviously doesn't believe it. Like, there's no scientific evidence for it. But he was just in a way encouraging me to just do what I feel is right. And so, like, that was the first day I had dairy, and I had a cheese pie, like a Lebanese cheese pie. And I just kind of satisfied that craving. And then after Kamal's pregnancy, I went back into veganism again. But then it was hard because it's like, how do I explain this? Like, I have a really weird relationship with food. I can't finish my meals. I don't finish my meals. It hurts when I eat. Like, it doesn't hurt when I eat, but like, you know how people get bypass surgery? Yeah, I have bypass surgery, I guess, naturally. My stomach is the size of a loony. I'm already having a hard time right now. Like, this is already too much for me, and I already feel like it's too much. But I just have like this weird thing where it's like I can't continuously eat, you know? And when you add that to like restricting what you're allowed to eat versus just eating whatever the heck you want, it's kind of a tough journey in a way. And so I went vegan for ethical purposes, so it was hard for me to just allow dairy back into my life. Now I'm vegetarian because genuinely I just don't enjoy meat. That's why being vegan wasn't that hard for me, because I don't enjoy eating red meat. I don't like how it makes me feel. I also don't enjoy eating chicken. I just feel like it smells weird, and I don't like it when there's gummy stuff in there. And it's just, I just genuinely just, like, I have a lot of reasons not to like it, but I'm a picky eater, clearly. And it just so happens that the things I don't like are meat. But I also don't like a lot of other foods as well. And I'm not somebody who, I don't know what happened, but after my first pregnancy, and I was eating dairy during that pregnancy, and then I stopped after I gave birth, I went from, like, before I got pregnant with that first pregnancy, I was 106 pounds. And this pregnancy, when I got pregnant, I was 98 pounds. And it was very hard because I wasn't planning on being pregnant. So it was like, I would have at least tried to gain more weight before getting pregnant. I have a hard time eating foods. I just have a hard time eating foods. And then it's like restricting it on top of that just wasn't helping me. So I know a lot of people, when they have health issues or whatever the case may be, they go towards a healthier diet, right? I went towards a healthier diet for no reason but feeling good. And then not only that, I didn't understand the power of balance at all. And that you can have a healthy lifestyle but also eat what you feel like eating, right? Surprisingly, I don't feel guilt when I eat dairy. I should, but I don't know what it is. Maybe because I'm a mom. It should be the opposite, I guess. But because I'm a mom, I'm just more like I'm gonna eat what I feel, what I need to eat. I'm gonna eat what I want to eat because, or else I don't eat. There's no other option but that, you know? And it's crazy because it's like now that I have allowed dairy back into my life, or just, it's not even dairy. Now that I allowed whatever I want back into my life, it's so easy for me to make those healthy decisions And so I'm sure a lot of people who live this way, who have that balance, understand exactly what I'm talking about. But it's so easy now for me to make the healthy decisions. It's so easy for me to decide which way I want to go, what I want to eat, what I don't want to eat, all that. So when I did get pregnant with this pregnancy again, I was craving dairy all over again. Personally, I don't know why. If anybody has any like idea as to why I crave dairy when I'm pregnant, let me know down below. But I was just craving dairy so much, so heavily. So me no longer being vegan it's one of those things where it's like, it's either me or them. No, but for real, like, it's either me or them. Did you hear me say I was 88 pounds in 2020? What was it, 2022? I was 88 pounds because I wouldn't eat the things I wanted to eat. Wait, the camera's gonna stop. In 2022, I was 88 pounds at 5'7". No matter what country you go to, no matter what doctor you ask, every single doctor, every single country, every single demographic will tell you that that's not okay. And the reason why was because I would literally choose to starve myself over eat what I wanted to eat. And usually what I wanted to eat would either include dairy or eggs or, you know, like just be unhealthy in general. And I stopped caring, bro. I don't know how to like explain it. Like, I literally just stopped caring. And it's not even just with food, even like what I purchase. And like, you guys are gonna probably see in like 7 months, Shein haul for press-on nails. I stopped caring. I started caring about myself. I started putting myself first. And ever since I started doing that, I feel like it's easy for me to choose and pick what I eat. My relationship with food is the like, I wouldn't be surprised if I have a eating ED, you know. I would not be surprised because I don't eat. I don't, unless it's something I want to eat. Unless I follow what I want to do, I will be comfortable starving. And when I'm pregnant, when I don't follow what I want to do, I can't be comfortable starving because I start to get chills, I get really lightheaded, and I'm about to pass out. Because there's a child in there that's like, Mom, I'm hungry. I don't want to be this person, but no longer being vegan was not a hard decision. You want me to run it back? You want to run it back? Okay. No longer being vegan after how many years? 6 years or 5 years was not a hard decision. It was not a hard decision. It was like one of those things where it's like, it's either me or them. And again, if I choose to be vegan tomorrow, then I'm gonna stop eating a lot of the things that I know I enjoy. And that's where the sacrifice comes in. That's where it's like, what do I do? What do I do? Now, I don't think, actually, no, it's not even I don't think. I will never be vegan again. I will never put any restrictions on what I eat. If I want a burger tomorrow, I'm gonna get a burger tomorrow. Because if I don't eat a burger, then I'm gonna eat nothing. More or less, I'll eat nothing. I'll be like, I don't feel like eating. And then I'll go back to like 88 pounds. Like, yo, I just can't sacrifice my weight. I just can't. I don't have the mental capacity to like always be on. I don't. And when I do allow myself to eat what I want, it gives me that like strength and energy to just eat good. Like, this is the first time I have pizza since before I was pregnant. Since before I was pregnant. And I am 24 weeks pregnant. You see what I mean? Whenever I feel like eating it, I'll eat it. Whenever I feel like eating something, I'll eat it. I won't hold myself back anymore. I don't know, man. Regular weight vegans, I don't know, man. Vegans who actually enjoy eating food, who actually enjoy preparing food, who actually enjoy cooking, who actually enjoy doing all that stuff, kudos to you. But this girl right here, like, I literally don't have not only the mental capacity to do that, the physical strength to do that, And I genuinely nowadays, like, it's like I sacrifice, it's so weird to say it, but like I sacrifice so much of my body, of my weight for a cause, you know? I would really appreciate some advice down below though, because I truly believe that I have some weird type of ED, because if there's an option not to eat, I'll always take that option. And not only that, I don't continue eating. Like, I eat until I'm satisfied. And then when I'm satisfied, I stop eating. But when you're pregnant, that's not enough energy. It's not enough calories. And not only that, my whole entire life, it hasn't been enough calories. Being hungry as hell, and then seeing your whole family have like pizza and have pasta with cheese or lasagna, or have, you know what I mean, like anything that I can't have, and then like going to my room and eating Oreos was okay when I was 19, 20, 21. No, 19 and 20. But now that I'm like 26 and I see people on this planet who eat unhealthy and live long, healthy lives, honestly, the key that they have is balance. And that's the key that I have. That's what I believe. I don't want to turn a blind eye on the effects that junk food has on your body, because those are real effects and it does genuinely affect you and it does harm your body. But I also don't want to act like, especially with my age, I also don't want to act like a slice of pizza or a pizza once every 24 weeks is gonna kill me, you know? Especially if it's something that I want, you know, like, and I can get. It's like, I felt like ashamed of being vegan too sometimes, because I feel like people would look at me and be like, girl, you need to eat. What are you talking about, you vegan? So now that I no longer say that I'm vegan, I feel like I get a lot less of that. Also, my mom and my husband, like my husband doesn't eat this. He would never touch this. Ever. He is a healer. He loves greens. He loves healthy foods. And I'm so grateful for that, because that's where I get my sea moss from. That's where I get my smoothies from. That's where I get my salads from. That's where I get my vegan stuff from. Like, I get that all from him. So it's like so good that at least I'm in a household where that's the foundation of our diet. So whenever I do eat these things, I'm at least reassured that it's not killing me in a way. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, it's not killing me. And I don't want to be that person, but it won't kill you to, you know, it won't kill you to indulge a little bit, if that's what you want to do, you know? I'm getting kind of full, but I'm genuinely enjoying this conversation. I feel like there's so much more I wish I could say, but it's just that simple. There's no way to explain no longer being vegan. There's no way to come on here and make it justifiable, especially when you're an ethical vegan, because it's like, what, you don't care anymore? You literally don't care about the animals that you said you cared about before? And the answer is like, no, I don't care anymore. The poutine was a waste of money. I am full, and I had 2 slices, right? How many slices did I have? 2? And I just can't keep going. I envy people who eat who can constantly just continue eating. Like, that's why as I'm talking, I'm trying to continue and take bites just for the caloric intake, because I want to be thick, man. I had never been thick in my life. I've had a thigh gap my entire life. I want to be thick, okay? If that's one thing you want to take from this video, is nagad by the end of 2025, she wants to be 140 pounds or 130 pounds at least. I'm 5'7". And right now I weigh 102 pounds and I'm pregnant. It's not right. Nothing about that is okay. Like, literally nothing about that is okay. Thankfully I take my vitamins. Thankfully I get my sea moss intake, and I mean, I live off of kale and quinoa, but sometimes it's just not, it doesn't take me to where I need to go. You feel me? So I stopped caring about stuff. I literally stopped caring, and it's weird to say, but I'm happier than before. I feel like before I would stop myself from doing things, and I would feel anger towards the people who do it, and then I would it's like I would stop myself from doing it. I'd feel anger from the people who do it, and then I would feel like kind of anger that I can't do it, you know? And then it's like I'd kind of be like in the middle, like I'll pass. And it's like you're like, I won't eat that, but then you don't eat the other stuff. There's nothing else there for you. It's just but don't get it twisted. The only animal I would eat is fish, but I just don't trust the waters. I don't trust the mercury. I just don't trust the waters yet. But if I do go to Haiti or Jamaica or Aruba or wherever in the Caribbean, I would consider having fish. But nowadays, like, I'm not gonna lie, it's like a middle finger up to the whole world. I don't know how else to explain it. Watching that documentary in 2015 in my room with a hoodie over my head and like being like rocking back and forth like, what the F is this world? And coming upstairs and telling my mom I'm vegan and going back downstairs with crackers and Oreos was fun. It was fun. But now I want balance. Now I want to just do what I want, and I want to see where I fall on that spectrum. I never thought in a million years I would feel myself. The first YouTube channel I had as an adult, actually no, as an adult past the age of 18, was titled Nagad, Vegan, Minimalist, Muslim. Muslim, cancelled. Vegan, cancelled. Minimalist, she's about to be cancelled because right now she's gonna be living a life of selfishness. A life of pure selfishness. Like, these are two middle fingers. I don't care anymore. Like, I'm just gonna do what I want, and I wanna see where my body goes. I wanna see where I end up because I'm so tired. I'm literally so tired of being like this. It is so sad. Like, I've cried to my husband about it so often. My weight. Like, when I say cried, I mean cried. You know those crying that you guys tell me, you should cry in front of your husband? Yeah, I do that. But about a lot of things. Not just about pregnancy. About eating and food and my weight. And the fact that I was 88 pounds and literally pregnant. And not only that, it's like the reason why I'm 88 pounds and pregnant is because I'm not eating what I want to eat. It's just that simple. Like, like I want to punch somebody. And it's crazy because it's like a lot of the people that I kind of not look up to, because I don't look up to anyone, but whenever I see like TikToks or reels or things like that, it's like the people that have the physique that I want always eat with balance. They're always eating with balance. They don't really restrict themselves. And for somebody who has like nothing to lose, like I actually have no weight to lose anymore, it's like, what am I restricting myself for? If right now I say I want a Big Mac, which I don't really, the thought just makes me nauseous. I stopped eating McDonald's before I went vegan. Like, that was like, my mom would drive us in the drive-thru, me and my siblings, and I was the only one just saying, no, I'm good, because I just didn't like McDonald's. I just thought it was just too much. But if I want a Big Mac right now, and that's all I want, and that's all I want to eat, what can I pay? Literally, what cost do I have to pay? Like, I have nothing to give up for it. I'm gonna get that Big Mac, and I'm gonna sit there, and I'm gonna eat that Big Mac, and I'm gonna eat as much of it as I can, like I'm a patient in a hospital, just trying to heal. Because my relationship with food is just, I'm speaking in affirmations, but it is the most worst thing ever. I don't eat. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that my mom growing up fed us like from one plate, all of us by hand, because we're African. But that was like up until I was like double digits in age. So I never ever had my own bowl, you know, until I was double digits in age. And when I did start having my own bowl, it was gross because it wasn't my mom feeding it. And it was like, I gotta eat this by myself. Like, And I just wouldn't eat it. I just wouldn't eat. I just really wouldn't eat. Whenever I see people eating, I'm always like, how? I literally look at them fascinated and I'm like, how do you do that? Like, I look at my husband, we went out to eat yesterday, and it's like he ate his entire thing. I wish I could show you how much I have left over of my food. And it's like, I look at him and I'm just like, watching him, like, how does he do that? Because I genuinely just don't know how to start and continue. And there's been so many hacks I've done, so many things I've tried to gain weight, so many horrible things like freaking being addicted to protein shakes, force feeding myself like, what is it called, insurers and meal replacements. Like, I would do all of that, and it would put me in a place where I would not want to eat for a long time. You know how like the opposite people, they'll kind of like starve themselves and then binge eat? I was the opposite. I would binge eat just because I wanted to gain weight, and I was so depressed. And not depressed, I need to stop using that word lightly. I was so down and out, and I hated my body. I hated how skinny my body was. I just hated everything about my body. I would force myself to eat. And then guess what? For how many hours would I not eat? A lot of hours. And I would tell myself, no, I think I have enough calories to make it through. No, I think I have enough calories to make it through. And it's not that I would force myself not to eat. I just didn't like sitting in front of the food that I had, my options. I just didn't like sitting in front of it. I didn't like eating it. I don't understand how to chew. This pregnancy, when I was in my first trimester, I would throw up like 12 times, 6 to 12 times a day. And each time I would throw up, it taught me that I don't even know how to chew. I don't even know how to chew. And you know what? Growing up, one of my parents had this rule where, and this is the weirdest thing, okay? The rule was you don't talk when you're eating, and you don't talk at the dinner table. So we were raised Muslim, and during Ramadan, we would all eat as a family in silence, because we were not allowed to talk. So already it's like whenever I go to Martin's house and they're all kikiing and everybody's talking while they eat, or I see, even just seeing it on TV where everybody's kikiing and eating is a social affair and everybody's talking, and when I would go out with my friends and everybody's talking, it's like I come from a place where it's like you're not, like literally not allowed to speak, not allowed to speak. And not only that, we would be put in races to finish, like who's gonna finish first. And obviously like our parents' intentions were that they wanted us to eat because we had a hard time eating to begin with, but it's like then now I eat so fast that it hurts. So not only do I eat so fast that it hurts, I was raised to not talk when I ate, so I hated eating. I have a lot of dismantling to do in my brain when it comes to my relationship with food, and I feel like I want to erase everything and just start from zero and build myself back up and see what I like, what I don't like, and just try it from that perspective instead of like being coming from that background and then going vegan and then like just not wanting to eat anything. There's so much like I have to fix. Right now I had 2 slices of pizza and I'm so full. I have stretched my stomach before, and like whenever I would force feed myself, I have stretched my stomach to a point where it's like I can eat more than the day before, and then more than the day before that, and then more than the day before that. But the problem is I felt comfortable in not eating, and I wonder why. Like, what was I running from? It's not that I wanted to be skinny because I hated being skinny. Like, that's the thing. That's the crazy part. It's like people who are in this predicament love to eat. Like, not even that. They want to be skinny. I hate being skinny. I want to have my thighs chafe. I want the inside of my jeans to look like that. I want to be standing and have sweat dripping down my thighs because they're stuck together. I want my arms to be like full. Like, I used to have a friend in high school who would wear t-shirts and her arms would fill out the t-shirts, and I just would be so jealous. So jealous, because my arms would be just dangling out like sticks. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this, but I do appreciate all the advice I can get down below. And I'm not vegan. I will never, ever, ever be vegan ever again. Ever again. Ever again. I'm never, ever gonna restrict what I eat ever again. Like, I'm just gonna eat what I want when I want, because thankfully I want to eat healthy too. You know, like, I have a bad relationship with food, yes, but I don't have I don't only crave unhealthy things, you know, I crave healthy things also. So that's the end of this video. If you are struggling with your weight, check the comments, because I can't help you. If you're underweight and you hate it, try to stop restricting yourself. Literally give yourself freedom for a couple months then, and see how you feel and what you like. Because at the end of the day, not only are you gonna shit it out, you can repent. And not only that, like, not only are you gonna shit it out, you could repent. And balance is good. Balance is key. You know, like, my husband he's in his late 30s. So he does not have that, like, intrigue to go all over the place and try different things. He has a very stable, consistent diet. And when he eats what I eat, it puts him in a place where he's like, doesn't feel good, right? But when I eat what, like, my sister eats, it's like it puts me in a place where I feel even worse. So I feel like our bodies kind of get used to dealing with foods, as long as you're cleansing and you're just trying your best. Because at the end of the day, his dad doesn't eat vegan. This guy, if you see, guys, I don't even want to get into it, but what his dad eats, my father-in-law, yeah, we don't want to get into it, but he's alive and well. And feels great, right? So it's just about, like, what you get, not only what you get used to, but just understand what you want. When I did get pregnant with Kamal and I got really thick after I gave birth, the way I dropped that weight, I was dropping like 5 pounds a week. A week. A week. Because I was vegan again. Like, I was like, oh, I can't eat that. I can't eat that. Now I'm like, middle fingers up to the sky. I'm eating whatever I want. I need to understand and learn how to eat. Maybe, hopefully, one day I'll be able to finish an entire pizza and try to hold myself back versus forcing myself to take bites. That's the end of this video. My first ever mukbang, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys kind of understand why I'm no longer vegan. The reason why I'm a vegan is not even a big story. It's literally, I watched the documentary and I decided in my bedroom that I'm vegan, and then I stayed vegan for 5 years after that. But this is a person who already didn't eat red meat or chicken. So it didn't really make a difference. The only thing I had to really cut out was dairy. Can't believe it. Once I was in Somalia, I'm going to give you a little story time about me being dramatic, okay? Okay. Once I was in Somalia, don't laugh at me, okay? Because this is like so tragic. All that for what? Once I was in Somalia, and we're at a restaurant with my dad, my mom, everybody, the whole family. And when I was in Somalia, there was never anything for me to eat, ever, because the pasta sauce had meat in it, and then the rice was made with chicken broth. So it's like, I couldn't eat anything. So I was only eating fruits and vegetables the entire time. Although there were foods that were catching my eye, I was stopping myself from eating them, literally. Now that I look back at it, I'm like, I should have just experienced it more. I was so young. I should have just experienced it, tried it out, shit it out, and came home, you know? But we were at a restaurant. I was really, really hungry. And I guess one of my parents could tell. And they called over the waiter, and they're like, hey, like, my daughter doesn't eat meat. And do you guys have pasta? Like, what do you guys have meat in your pasta sauce? And he was like she does it. There's no meat in the pasta sauce. That's what he was like. He's like, there's no meat in the pasta sauce. Like, she doesn't want meat on the side, right? And then he's like, no, she doesn't eat meat at all. And he was like, he kind of looked at me like, what's wrong with her, you know? And I was just sitting there like, Yeah, so anyway, he confirmed that there was no meat in the pasta sauce. He's like, yeah, there's no meat in the pasta sauce. And, you know, my parent was like, okay, go check. You know, check in the back, come back. I need a real answer. I need an affirmative answer. I don't want, like, I'm not sure, I'm not this, I'm not that. Clearly, they knew who I was. My parent knew who I was. I'm a very CRAZY child. Anyway, he comes back and he's like, yeah, no, there's no meat in the pasta sauce. So I was like, yes. The pasta comes, I look at the pasta sauce, I look at the pasta, no meat in sight. I'm eating. Oh, it was just so good. It was so good. It was like, oh my God, I'm like, finally, bro, I'm eating something good. Like, oh. It's not just watermelon anymore, you know, like, oh my God, thank God. Near the end, actually no, at the end of the plate, I was asked by someone, is it good? Did you like it? And I'm like, yeah, it was really good. And then they're like, what is that on the plate? And I'm like, oh, I think those are the tomato seeds. And I think it was my sister, and she's like, I don't think those are tomato seeds. So I grabbed it with my finger and I kind of looked at what that thing was, and it was like gummy. There was ground meat in the pasta sauce. But these people, culturally, Somalis, or that waiter, I should say, didn't understand like what not eating meat was, because they don't come from a place where you can pick and choose like that, you know? Like, they're just like, we eat what we eat because we need to eat. Anyway, when the guy came back, my parent called the guy because I was freaking out a little bit, and pointed at my plate and said, like, what's that? Is that meat? And he's like, well, that's the camel meat in the pasta sauce, but there was no meat. I didn't put meat on it. Word for word, guys. I can understand it now when I look back at it, because they just don't understand. They don't get it. They just don't get it. And in that moment, I threw myself up and ran to the car and bawled my eyes out. Now that I look back at it, I'm like, you were carrying so much responsibility and guilt for no reason, because I wish I kind of was like, okay, like, I'm in Somalia for 2 months. Okay, you know? But I bawled my eyes out. I think my cousin was there too. I bawled my eyes out, like, in the car, because I felt like I'm such a horrible human being. I ate camel meat. I'm so evil, like, and I enjoyed it. That was the worst part. I enjoyed it, and I hated the fact that I enjoyed it. That's a story, right? That's a story that's unnecessary. A lot of unnecessary actions, a lot of unnecessary pain, and I wasn't faking it. I actually genuinely felt bad, and I was actually genuinely crying. And now that I look back at it, it's like, it's okay to eat it sometimes. That's what I believe. And it's like, especially since it's like the meat that my DNA was kind of built off of. I'm East African, like, they ate camel meat for generations, but, you know, you can't say that to past nagad. You could not say that to her. Now I get it. Now I'm like, we lived off of milk and meat and we were nomadic. Like, I get it. It was such a stupid thing. I just wish I never heard about veganism. I really wish I never heard about veganism, because I was technically vegetarian without even trying, and I was a vegetarian that allowed myself to eat what I wanted to eat. Now I'm a vegetarian, right? But it's not because I'm a vegetarian. It's because I just don't want to eat meat yet, or at all. But yet, let's just go with yet. Anyway, my battery is dying and I want to end this video before it fully shuts off. I really would like some advice down below. If it shuts off mid-sentence, then you know what happened. But I really would like some advice down below to help me get better, because I want to be thick, okay? The goal is 130. I'm not going to look at the scale. I'm hoping this pregnancy will help, but I'm not going to look at the scale. But help me, please, because I need to gain weight. I'm tired of being a skinny queen, okay? It's not fun in these streets. It's not fun. I want jiggle, I want bounce, I want oomph. I want to fill in my dresses. I don't want this no more, right? I don't want it. I don't want it. I want it a little bit, but I don't want it forever. Anyway, I don't want this anymore. Look at that. Look at my fingers. This is my whole life. Please, help me. Seriously, help me. Help me, because I cannot finish this. I need Jesus.